Hello everyone, welcome back to Epify Lab, and this is a full stack Laravel and Vue.js application development tutorial series. In our last video, we learned how to protect our API routes using middleware. Now we will start a completely new series inside this series, which is ACL, and that's going to be completely dynamic. So it's a little bit complex idea to digest. So stay with me and try to understand each and every concept related to ACL and how it's going to work all together. Okay. And I found some problem here with the login, so we cannot now log in simply because we will be redirected. We will get this error. You are not allowed to access this route simply because you were not logged in. So let's solve this one, and actually instead of sending 502, let's send a 503 errors. And let's go ahead and maybe we can have our own custom error here, and we will actually return something from you for you guys. Request path. Let's see what is the request path we have. Maybe we can attach a URL here and see what is the path we get when we hit this route. Okay, it says 50. Let's have, okay, we should not have this semicolon. Yeah, we see admin app admin login. So what we can do here is that if someone tries to log in, then we should not protect. So we can say if the path is this one, we can simply go ahead and next. Okay, so it will go ahead and it will pass. Okay, so the request get passed through. That's perfect. Now let's go ahead and create a complete ACL. So before I create an ACL, let me show you how these things will be working. Okay, so currently we have in our database the user type here. So if we want to make a complete ACL, we cannot do using user type like this. Okay, we have to have some IDs here referencing to our rule. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to have a table called rule or permission, whatever, and inside that rule what we are going to have is we're going to have, let's say, ID for sure, that's okay. And let's say we had rule name, it can be like admin, editor, moderator, whatnot, blah blah, and we will have a permission. Okay, and permission will have a JSON data. Okay, JSON data, and what will be the structure of this JSON data? Okay, from here we will be controlling. Okay, so we will be giving all the details, read, write, update, and delete permissions inside that rule. For example, let's say you have an ID 1, and let's say you have a rule editor. Okay, and then for the permission, what we can do is we can have an object here. We can have an array, and inside the array we can have, okay, for tag, maybe we can have like something. I'm not sure what structure we should do. So we can say, okay, name tag. Okay, we can also have our component. Inside component we can attach a name here. Okay, so that we know, okay, what's the route it is. So we can easily attach a name. Okay, so name can be tag or block, whatever we provide in the router.js file. Then this name can be okay, anything that's come with the router. Okay, perfect. Now inside that name we can have, okay, read true tag. Okay, we can read the tag, and write false, we cannot write, update false, delete false. Okay, so that way we will be able to control, okay, if it is we can cross check whether if we are trying to access the tag, and then we can see if it has a read or write or update or whatever. Okay, and depending on what permission we have, we can easily control the access here. Okay, so the user will not be able to go ahead, and we will show hide this edit delete options from the users. Okay, and we will be able to dynamically control the menu. Okay, so so far so good. And then one advanced thing which we can do or we can leave, and that thing is that protecting the each of these API routes. So each of this API route, if you want to make all of these dynamic things, then we have to pass the name with our router as well, or we can save the edit URL, update URL, and a delete URL. So in that case, URL will be completely fixed. So in future, you might not be able to update the URL. So that will be a little bit tricky. But yeah, if you want to solve it, that's easily solvable. That's not a rocket science here. Let's go ahead and create a table, okay? If you do not understand any of this concept, please go ahead in our Facebook group and ask any of your question you want. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead, subscribe, and share this video as much as you can. Thank you. PHP Authentication make model. Let's make a model called rules or rule, and then do the migration together. It's always best. I love creating migration all together. Okay, now let's go ahead and create here we go. We have a table, create something ID, and then what we have rule name. So let's call it a string. Let type is data type is string, and the name can be rule name. And yeah, it has to have some data. And then we can have one more thing, the permission. Okay, so permission can be a text because it can be bigger, and permission can be null level initially. Okay, so that's okay for now. And do the migration. PHP migration migrate. That's cool. We have the rule table now. Okay, we have the rule table now. Okay, let's go ahead and add the protected array, protected fillable array. And here we can pass, I don't need ID, but let's keep that as well. Rule name, let's remove this ID. We don't need to update the ID. And permission. Let's see if I have the correct spelling. Okay, that's perfect. For now, let's go ahead and create a table in our backend. Sorry, in our front end. So let's have a rule. Nope, we don't need a folder. We need a file, rule.vue. That's super simple. Now we can copy the type page, so that's simple. And then what you can do is we can add the menu. So we will make this menu dynamic. It will not be like this for sure, but never mind, for the time being we will go ahead and do this stuff. We can say rule management like this maybe, and it will go to the rule page. And here we can say add a new role, and we can say okay, that is rule management. Okay, so far so good at the moment, and we have not run our project yet, so let's clear this out and run this project. npm run watch. And yes guys, I will also deploy this full project, and this is one of the project I will be deploying for myself for my own blog, and then also I will try to make an app out of it. and it will be listed in our company website. Okay, it seems not loaded. Let's refresh. Okay, let's see if we are using the correct component. So I think we don't have any page yet. That's called rule. So let's go ahead. Here you go, rule management rule. So that's fine. That's really cool. And first of all, let's go ahead and normally what people do is that they have a rule table and they have a permission table. Okay, so they have two tables, and I'm trying to do it with one table. It's irritating to do a lot of tables and stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead. Admin controller. Let's keep this admin controller for now. We could have done better with multiple multiple controller. Okay, we can see rule type created an action. Okay, so never mind with the listings, let's go ahead and do the add. Okay, add rule and rule name, we can say rule name instead. So there's a lot of normal boilerplate editing and other stuff, so we will do that little later. And let's finish our logic. So let's try to keep these things as little as possible. Adding add rule. Okay, it can be confusing, so that's why I have to change the naming. But yeah, if you don't want, you can completely go ahead with this with these things, and you don't even need to rename it if you don't want to. But it's a little bit confusing. Add. So instead of add rule, you can call just add. That could make sense completely. Yeah, I think add makes a complete sense. So I don't have to change every time this method name. And what I can do here, yeah, having a generic name is much better than normal name. So I can do simply just add, and in future I don't have to do more things. Okay, and here what I can say is this is the rule name, buddy. So you need to have the rule name here. So dot rule name, and here I go with the data.rule name. Okay, and rule name dot trim. So rule name is, we can say rule name is required, and we can say rule has been added successfully, and we can say this one is empty. Here you go. So we are done here as well. App create rule. Add some comment here. Yep, I wanted to have a push route, instead I got this route. Okay, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't actually require, it's not actually required. Add rule. So I think this will be the last functionality I'm going to add in the admin controller, and I really have to change the controller. It's really bad practice. Normally in bigger application you have a lot of separate controllers, classes, helpers, a lot of things, but this project is small, so I'm not adding so much of controllers. Sorry for that. And let's go and have a validation in place. So we need to have We don't need bail. Bail is something that checks and ignore the rest of the things if it fails in the first place. So yeah, let's have a rule name here. We don't need this one at the moment. Okay, rule name is required. Perfect. So let's add the rule. So we have rule.create, and rule name can be request dot rule name. Okay, perfect, right? We need to import this rule class. That's super fine. And I think we can simply return from here as well. Okay, that's fine. Super simple. That's not the rocket science here. And let's go ahead and refresh this page. We will add a rule here. Okay, first of all, admin body. Okay, we are getting an error. That's super cool. The rule name does not have a default value. So rule, okay, we are messing up with the spelling at the moment. That's really annoying. So it should be rule name, and let's change it here as well, rule name, and in the rule page, okay, it's correct one. And do the refresh again and check out if it's correct now or not. Okay, it's wrong at the moment again, and change that. So it should work now. Yeah, most of the time you will have stupid problems with the spelling. You might do something wrong for to do. Let's see what that thing does. Okay, rule name. What? Okay, the rule name field is required. Again, we are sending something wrong. Rule name. It should be correct at this point. Okay, let's refresh. No, why it says rule? This spelling is incorrect. Let's see what it sends. It sends rule name. Oh, okay. So I think we have not changed it here. Okay, so perfect now. I really hate this problem. Cannot be nonsense into rule name updated created. Integrity constant violation. Call up rule name cannot be null. Okay, so it seems it has not changed. I think database has not changed, so let's go ahead. Full stack, where is my full stack? Okay, here we go. I have rule name, so it should be fine. Okay, let's find out. Integrity constraint violation. Rule name cannot be null. Insert into rule name. Why it says it cannot be null? Okay, I'm really sorry. Seems something, yeah, one spelling, and this full system is totally giving me error. Okay, so this one was wrong now. It should be fine now. Yep, it is admin. That's perfect. And yeah, it's not changing, so I think we have another misspelling down here, here. Yep, in quite some places. So that's really annoying. Okay, sorry, buddies. Okay, let's go ahead and add editor, and let's add one more guy, moderator. Let's check it out how moderator is spelled. Yeah, I did the correct spelling. Okay, perfect. It's all working right now. Now let's do one more thing, and let's change tags to roles. and get the rules and yeah, get the rules, get rules. That should be fine. Now change it to get the rules, get rules. Okay, simple, right? Obviously it has to be public. I hope guys you will love these ACL tutorials, because I'm going to make your life really easy. Maybe all. Yeah, all you need to do is just return these things. That's all we need to do. And refresh this page. Here you go, we have the rules here. Now we need to do the loops correctly. And here you go, let's minimize this add modal and check it out here. So it says rule in rules I key, and check the rules dot length, and obviously it should be rule dot rule name and rule dot created rule. Seems all perfect, right? Somewhere I'm getting an error with the ID because tag.id does not exist. We can have a generic name here. Instead of rule, you can say item in items. So it doesn't matter what the item is, okay? But yeah, instead of a generic name, we should be specific. It is a little bit task, but yeah, in the end of the day, you will know on what you are working on, okay? So it's much better. Refresh again. Okay, perfect, super duper nice. We have the rules here: admin, editor, moderator. Okay, do we need to do editing stuff now? We don't need this editing at the moment, because I think you guys can do this editing and delete stuff. I have shown you so many times in tags category and admin users, and many times. Okay, so guys, yeah, let's do this editing stuff. In some case, people want to edit the rules, they can. So let's go ahead and do this. Actually, rule name, yeah, you see edit instead of edit tag, we can say just edit. That should be just fine. Show edit modal, so here we can say id, rule, here we can say rule.id, rule name. That's super fun. Now it's just all about copy pasting. Yeah, right. So got undefined here. Obviously edit tag does not exist anymore, so we have to call, and let's minimize this this version, and yep, edit rule, say rule name, and we can call only edit, no edit tag. Right, so everything can be same. Admin, yeah, nice, super simple, right? Now we have to do is edit rule, rule name has been edited successfully. That's perfect. So let's do this rule edit now. I hope guys you know how to do these things. They seem really simple, and then you can do the delete stuff all by yourself. I don't want to make this tutorial bigger and bigger, because you guys know how to do these things, and let's copy this one instead. Yep, so we can say where id equal request.id, and instead of create, what I can say is that update. Perfect, right? So that's really something cool, and we might need to update this one as well for the permission, but never mind, we will see when we assign admin. We can say, okay, you are super admin, and we're getting an error. This dot index to rule name, yep, there is no tags. So what we have to do is that, you know, the array name is rules, so it has to be rules, and I think it's already updated. Yep, it's already updated. Super admin, so back to admin from the super admin. Perfect, right? So it's super good now. Okay, in next tutorial, what I will be doing is that I will assign different access control list. I mean different lists like tags, whether admin can add, edit, delete tags, category, users, and all those logical stuff. Okay, so in the next video, I will show you the access list. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice time.